Miss Word class helps me by reading, and we do fun activities, and we read a new book and an old book, and then we write about the book, and then it's amazing. It helps me to read better to my big brother and my little brother, and my grades have going up since I've been in Miss Ward's class, and I feel excited going to Miss Ward's class because she makes me happy.
This intervention program is so important to my students because it allows me to pull students in homogeneous groups to work on activities that they are having trouble with. I'm able to build a relationship with those students and allow them to be vulnerable and willing to participate in the activities. I'm able to use data, anecdotal data, REN data, running records, to be able to see where the kids are and to meet them there and move them forward. The LLI lessons provide the instruction that I use to help the kids with reading, comprehension, writing, and foundational skills. During the fall semester, I serviced 15 first graders. All of those students were Tier 3 students. At the end, after all the testing was done, 8 of those students moved from Tier 3 to Tier 2 and will not be serviced anymore. So they will now stay in their classroom. So that's a great accomplishment. Over half of my kids moving from Tier 3 to Tier 2.
I like the intervention class because we don't have more than 15 students, which allows us to have more one-on-one time for teacher and student. It allows us to have small groups. This promotes a safe environment for kids to ask questions they wouldn't typically ask in a larger classroom. This intervention class allows us to reach the students that are struggling with math. It helps them be able to it helps us be able to build a unique plan for them to fill the gaps that they have. So each child has a different program within the iReady application that we're using that was programmed just for them off of a diagnostic test. And it helps fill those gaps. We then as teachers come in and help them get to that grade level that they're currently at, whether it's 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. My greatest successes, I've been teaching for 3 years, 7th grade math in a regular classroom. Coming into an intervention classroom, the greatest success I see is when, and we know that tests don't matter in the long run, but when you see a student come up to you and say, I've passed a test, and all of a sudden now they're passing more tests, it means something to them because now they feel like they're not failures. And then you start to see lifelong learners. And to me, that is the greatest success, when they come in and they love to learn.
She puts it in terms where I can understand a lot, because, it helps me really like advance more in like all my other classes, not just math in particular. But like my grades has changed a lot from me being just in here, because she just makes it a lot more easier for the learning experience. Miss Young's SIT class helps me understand in better terms, like it's a lot easier for me for the experience.
She puts it in words that I can actually understand. Most of the time when I'm in like my normal math class, I can't understand things as much as she puts it into words.
This intervention class is so important because it's an intimate group. It's a smaller group where you give more one-on-one or small group attention to these kiddos. And based on the research that's been given through Reading Plus, it shows where it helps the students really hone in on the skills that they may be struggling on. Some of my greatest successes is being able to reach students that are sometimes unreachable because of the lack of confidence that they may have. Reading can be very intimidating. and being able to work one-on-one and see the successes of growth across the board, and being able to let the kids thrive off of each other and see what good can come from reading when given the chance. You definitely have to work on conditioning, and these kids don't have a love for that reading, and so when they see the conditioning is worth it because what they get out of it, it's a win-win situation.
But summer reading class has been helping me by staying focused, staying straight, staying head on my shoulders. I've been growing a lot since I've been in this class, since last year.